Welcome to AGORACOM, the Small Cap Epicenter, and AGORACOM TV, a daily, fast-paced, edgy show bringing the best press releases out of the small cap world every morning at the open so you can hopefully profit from them and maybe even find your next great small cap investment. It's Monday, August the 11th. You'd expect it to be a slow news cycle day being in the middle of vacation season. However, I got 5 great press releases for you from both sides of the border, most of them dealing with financial results. In fact, 4 of the 5. Plus, I've got a couple stock calls for you. Let's start you off first on the Canadian side because they had better financial results than the U.S. companies we found. First company up is Royal Laser Corp. Trades there under the stock symbol RLC. They announced results for the first quarter ended June 30th. Revenue increased to $92.2 million. Gross margin increased 18%, or sorry, was at 18% compared to 10%, so that's up 80%. And working capital increased to $16.8 million compared to just $11.2 million at the end of Q4 fiscal 2008. Bill Iannacci, Royal Laser CEO, had a long quote. Here's the excerpt that explains why a lot of these increases took place. The completion of the integration of recent acquisitions and the resulting reduction of certain occupancy and employee costs have provided for increased margins in the VSI business. So that tells you a lot. Obviously made some great acquisitions and hit the top and bottom line. What do? They're in the services. They service steel and manufacture custom wood and metal products targeted at the multi-billion-dollar automotive, high-end retail store, and OEM industrial products and construction industries. Closed Friday at 63 cents. That's right in between their 52-week trading range. Next up, Glacier Media trades in Canada on the TSX under GVC. They put out second quarter earnings. Revenue grew 22.4%. EBITDA grew 35.8%. Cash flow for operations up 47.8%. Specifically, cash flow for operations grew to 18 cents per share from 12 cents per share for the same period last year. EBITDA per share 20 cents compared to 15 cents. And finally, net income, 14 cents per share compared to 11 cents. Some great numbers there, especially when you consider the fact that they closed Friday at 347, near their 52-week low. But if you extrapolate these numbers, don't know if you can do that for Glacier Media, but if you extrapolate these numbers, that's a really interesting looking multiple. Take a look at them, GVC on the TSX. Switching over to the U.S., the World Series of Golf has announced that they signed a broadcast agreement with Setanta Sports. First of all, it's stock symbol there, WSGF. That's for World Series of Golf. Who is Setanta Sports? They now have over 3 million subscribers to their channels and is believed to be the fastest growing paid television operator in Europe. So obviously this is a substantial agreement. The international broadcaster is going to lead the airing of the 2008 World Series of Golf as the company begins its expansion into Europe. Beginning October, they're going to feature 4 one-hour segments prior to live broadcasts of PGA Tour events because they do have the license to the PGA Tour event. So it's got great coverage there for the World Series of Golf. Terry Lewicki, CEO of the World Series of Golf, had this to say: the agreement signifies a concerted effort to begin global expansion of our Texas Hold'em style golf competition, broadcasting our event in Europe through Setanta, a leading sports network with rights to the PGA Tour, will help us bolster our brand recognition and generate further interest in our game. Absolutely. I like the sounds of this contract. Don't know what it's going to add to the top and bottom line, but if Setanta, in fact, has got the PGA license, which they do have, to broadcast in Europe, and they're going to be playing World Series of Golf events prior to PGA events, that's going to create some great coverage. World Series closed on Friday at 70 cents, way off their 52-week high of $4.50. So you're going to have to take a look at that. But what's interesting here is that they've got a patent-pending method of play which combines the skill of golf and the wagering format of Texas Hold'em poker. And you know, around AGORACOM we love our Texas Hold'em poker. So take a look. Might be interesting, especially if they're going to begin broadcasting in 2008. Next up, sticking with the OTC, FirstFlight Inc. trades there in the stock symbol FFLT. They announced the closing of an acquisition to acquire New World Jet Corporation. New World Jet Corporation is a privately held charter operator. They had announced this agreement a while ago, so now they're announcing the closing. The FirstFlight is saying that the combined aircraft fleet will place FirstFlight among the top jet aircraft charter management companies in the United States. That's a pretty tall order, so you're going to have to go confirm that. I want to make sure they're not just giving themselves lip service there. But in fact, if they are, you know that, or you may not know that the private jet aircraft charter management company is really on the rise, especially with security concerns and all the problems at airports lately. More and more people are taking these air taxi systems. They closed on Friday at 34 cents, in between their 52-week trading range. Next up, just going back to the TSX, we got to always have some resource news. There's Osisko Mining Corp. They put out some pretty big numbers, specifically announced that they intersected 93 meters, averaging just over 2 grams per ton of gold at their Barnat project. These are new results from definition drill program, so they're obviously looking to prove up whatever resources they've got already. This at the South Barnat, a separate gold mineralized zone located approximately 1,200 meters northeast of the center of the Canadian Malartic deposit. Don't know where that is, that's the only problem, but I'm sure you can take a look. Significant new results include the hole we announced in the headline, as well as 1.87 grams per ton over 140.5 meters. If you're looking for high-grade intercepts, that 13.2 grams per ton of gold over 13 meters and 5.5 grams per ton over 20.7 meters. What I like about this company, currently evaluating the Canadian Malartic gold deposit and adjacent areas for large-scale open pit bulk tonnage mining operation. The company is well funded, $155 million on hand, and carried an aggressive definition drilling and exploration program. They closed on Friday at $4. That's just off their 52-week low of $3.59. We know a lot of these resource companies got hit really hard over the last 6 months. The market's trying to separate the wheat from the chaff. Osisko looks like it's got the goods, so this may or may not be a good entry point. Do your own due diligence, but you got to like those numbers. And finally, some stock calls for you. Terra Ventures, TAS on the TSX Venture, halted at 901, pending news. Hathor Exploration, HAT, halted at 901, pending news. Starfire Minerals, halted at 916 under the stock symbol SFR, pending news. And finally, Geoinformatics Exploration, halted at 916, pending news. So go take a look at those press releases, and you never know if they've come up with something significant. Otherwise, that's a wrap. Have a great day. If you're looking for more great small cap companies, don't forget about the AGORACOM marketplace. Close to 90 companies listed by industry and exchange with great summary descriptions, so you can quickly find the one that best suits your portfolio needs. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.